Hey, welcome to The Deadline. I'm Laura Laddick Hoffman, founder and director of the New Jersey Ghost Hunter Society, and I am coming to you for our vidcast. This is The Deadline, and I'm just going to jump in just for the sake of saving time. There is, I don't know if you've ever heard of Chicago Hauntings, but they have some really good ghost tours. So if you're ever out in what's affectionately known as the Chicagoland area, make sure you check out Chicago Hauntings. Ursula Bielski is the one who runs that. And she's got some neat live streaming events that are coming up. So I wanted to capture that for you all because I think it's pretty cool. Here we are. We're in the midst of this whole health situation, and we can't have our meetings, so we're doing all this stuff on live stream, and she's gotten a channel through patreon.com. So if you look up Chicago Hauntings live stream events, she has on April 24th, which is tomorrow night, a live stream lecture on Chicagoland haunted cemeteries with images, EVPs, and Q&A. Pretty cool. April 27th, which is Monday, they're going to do a Chicago Hauntings virtual tour, lecture with images, EVPs, plus Q&A. So I guess this means if you're logged onto it and it's live streaming, I guess you can post questions in the margin and she'll be able to respond. And then, I love this, Tuesday, April 28th, Bachelor's Grove Cemetery. I've been there. It's really cool. Anyway, she's going to be out there as a Bachelor's Grove virtual tour with lecture, images, EVP, and Q&A. So that's very cool. Wednesday on the 29th of April, she's going to do a Facebook live stream reading from Haunted Gary or on the Demon House with discussion. So that's pretty cool. And then Monday, May 4th, she's going to do an on-location live stream tour from Graceland Cemetery. And Thursday, May 6th, she's going to be doing an on-location live stream tour from Bachelor's Grove. So that's really cool. Now, there are individual tickets on Eventbrite, but you can see them all for free and participate in all the discussions and Q&A when you become a Patreon subscriber at the $15 level. So that's pretty cool. Only $15 and you can see them and participate and what have you. This level allows you to ask questions during the online lectures and discussions, as well as enjoy all the virtual tours, previews of Chicago Hauntings TV episodes, and mini documentaries. You can cancel anytime, and she hopes that you'll log on and take advantage of this. Show the support, show the love for Ursula. And I will be putting the link to this Patreon page for her on the Deadline page, so all you have to do is go there, click on it, and then you can take advantage and watch all these really cool things. I mean, again, just kick in the $15 at that level and you're good to go. Okay, so yeah, like I said, I will put that on the Deadline page of njghs.net. So, moving on to the NJGHS meeting announcements, which really doesn't take long because we're not having any. So, except we hopefully will be back on track June. So we're targeting June 16th. That's our Hackettstown division, North Jersey division. It's in Hackettstown at 293 Main Street in the community center upstairs in the yellow room. Team leader Dina Shariko is always there running these meetings, and actually June 16th from 7 to 8:30 p.m. That's the meeting time. She will be having a special guest, local author Eleanor Wagner, and she is the author of Sussex County Hauntings and Other Strange Phenomena, and she will be at the meeting. So I would say bring some cash just in case she has some books handy. You can buy them right then and there and get her to sign it, because that's pretty cool when the author's there. In any event, all the meetings, when we do have them, they are free and open to the public to attend. You do not have to be a member, and you can just show up. If you have any questionable photos, maybe you caught an EVP or a video recording that you want analyzed, we always have a share and scare segment. So bring your, those items with you, and we're happy to analyze them for you. And as always, the meetings, dates, topics, everything are on the homepage of njghs.net. So check that out. Now it's time for News of the Weird. Okay. As leaders worldwide search for ways to encourage people to stay home during the coronavirus pandemic, officials in Indonesia are taking advantage of the citizens' superstitions. Reuters reported on April 13th. Kepu, a village on Java Island, is employing village residents to dress as pokong, or the trapped souls of the dead. In Indonesian folklore, now get this, they dress up like this, the ghostly figures wrapped in white shrouds with their heads covered and dark-rimmed eyes peering out, surprise unsuspecting pedestrians. Then they disappear into the night. The strategy appears to be working. Villagers have been seen running off in fright when the pokong appear. People will not gather or stay on the streets after evening prayers, said Karno Supadomo. Okay, so there you go, employing some Indonesian folklore to keep the whole stay-at-home, stay-safe thing going in Indonesia. Alrighty. Now, here we go. And you know, it's killing me, but I can't find any weird news that's not coronavirus related, so bear with me. But, you know, here we go. A baby born on April 6th in Shiopur, Bhopal, India, will carry a special name with him throughout his entire life. Lockdown. Seriously. Manju Mail, his mother, confirmed to the hospital staff, yes, he is locked down, as he was born during the lockdown period. Her husband, and I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce this, we'll call him Rob for the sake of argument because it begins with an R, told the Times of India, it is a significant time, the whole world using lockdown as a means to stem this pandemic. We should not take lockdown lightly. Well, apparently not. Similarly, another couple in India blessed their twins, born March 27th with timely names, Corona and COVID. Preeti Verma, 27 years old, told the Press Trust of India her children's names symbolized triumph over hardships. Okay. Indeed, the virus is dangerous and life-threatening, but its outbreak made people focus on sanitation, hygiene, and other good habits. Can't argue with that. A man in West Yorkshire, England, set out to build a deck in his back garden in early April and uncovered a mystery. As John Brayshaw began digging post holes, he unearthed an automobile buried on its side. I thought it was an old raid shelter first. Then I saw the roof. I'm sorry, that's more of a New Yorker accent, but you know. Let's see. Oh, he's British. I'm sorry. So then I kept digging and I saw the door and the steering wheel and I realized it was a full car, complete with the registration plate. The only thing that was missing was the wheels. The wheels. Oh, yes. Brayshaw, who has owned the home for about 6 months, believes the 1955/56 Ford predates the previous owners who resided in the home for 50 years. Alrighty then. Now, here we go. Things are going to get ducky. You'll find out why. A California woman is being praised for going above and beyond to ensure that a cracked duck egg she found in the park hatched by incubating it in her bra for a month. Over a month, actually. For 35 days, she kept the egg in between her breasts within her bra. She only removed the egg and bra when she showered. At that point, she would hand it off to her husband, and he would take care of it till she would quickly shower, get dressed, and put the bra back on and put the duck egg back in the bra. Then eventually she created a hatching box, and the little ducky did hatch. It was a little weak at first, but it's happy to say he did fine. He is thriving now. So back to Indonesia. An Indonesian fashion designer / Instagram rich kid recently found himself at the center of an online controversy because of a fashion handbag he allegedly created from alligator tongues and an ethically sourced human spine. Arnold Putra originally showcased the controversial fashion accessory on his Instagram account back in 2016. But it went relatively unnoticed until a few days ago when a tweet about it went viral, sending thousands of people flocking to the young designer's Instagram to check to see if the bag is real. If you scroll down on Putra's page to content from 2016, and lo and behold, the creepy bag shows up, complete with a description that reads, alligator tongue and human osteoporosis spine bag made by me. Bag by me. Obviously, people started asking questions. The one-of-a-kind basket-style handbag was reportedly manufactured in Los Angeles and has a price tag of $5,000. The accessory is described as having the handle made of an entire child's spine who had osteoporosis. So, thank you to Chuck Shepard and Oddity Central for these very, very weird stories. And that's your news of the weird. I will be right back after this little commercial break. Do you have what it takes to be a ghost hunter? Are you fascinated with the paranormal? Then why not take your interest to the next level and join the New Jersey Ghost Hunters Society? For a $25 lifetime membership fee, you'll receive training on our cemetery hunts and participate on private investigative teams and receive discounts on the books we sell. Members also get the reduced rate on special events and workshops we host throughout the year. Use the PayPal link on the homepage of www.njghs.net and you'll receive a PDF of your membership card within 24 hours of purchase. Happy haunting!
Hi, this is John Zaffis, author of Shadows of the Dark. You are definitely in for a good treat. You're watching The Deadline on video.
Okay, haunted trivia. Last week's haunted trivia asked, what was the title of the book that includes my harrowing experience with the Ouija board? Okay, it was chronicled in this book. And the answer was Ouija Gone Wild. Shocking true stories. And believe it or not, we had a winner. Congratulations to Laura L. from Georgia. She was the first person to write in with the correct answer. And Laura, your prize shipped out this past Monday by priority mail, so you will be receiving Ghosts of the Poconos. Okay, so this week's haunted trivia. This week's haunted trivia has a skill level of grave-diggingly easy. Okay, if you can't get this, I don't know what to tell you. Here we go. Famous parapsychologist, researcher, and prolific author Hans Holzer ventured into the famous Amityville Horror House as well as the Morris Jummel Museum, which, well, it's Morris Jummel Museum now, but it's the mansion, Morris Jummel Mansion, which is in my book, Ghost Hunting New York City. What was the name of the psychic medium that he brought with him to those two locations, as well as many other investigations he conducted? Be the first person to email the correct name of this psychic medium to hauntedtrivia@njghs.net, and you will win my book, Ghost Hunting New York City. I figured since Hans, he was originally born in Austria, but he did live in New York City, so this would be the apropos book to offer as a prize for this week's haunted trivia. Okay, moving on. Oh, and as always, if you have won a prize in the past 30 days or you're team leader for the NJGHS, you are not qualified to win in this contest. Now it's time for Parashare. Yep, Parashare. No one sent in a Parashare. So it's up to me to once again regale you with one of my tales from my ghost hunting days and expeditions. And as I was rattling through my brain, I was like, you know what? I remember a funny one. And sometimes I think we as ghost hunters, we get so much into the science end of it, and we really, like, I think we get more into the science end and we get so serious that we forget that, you know what, you can have some fun. There are some funny things that happen. And here's one of my favorite funny memories of the very early days. I mean, this is way back when Jeff and I had co-founded the New Jersey Ghost Hunter Society, and John and Nancy were our members, and Bug, and actually all those people I just mentioned were on this particular investigation. So what happened was we got contacted by Telemundo, which is the largest Latin American television network. So it was pretty cool. I don't speak Spanish, but we were contacted by them. And they sent out a TV reporter and a cameraman. And they first came to the house that we were living in at the time in Westfield, and to shoot your B-roll footage. They wanted some footage of me, like, pretending I'm doing dishes, the phone rings, and I go over and answer for, like, the who you gonna call kind of call. So they filmed all of that. Then it came time for more B-roll footage, because this is daytime, so they wanted to go up to the cemetery where we used to do, we had the best. When we used to go to Fairview Cemetery in Westfield, we used to get the best training. That was really a great training cemetery. I knew exactly where to tell people, put your recorders here for digital audio recorders. I always knew they would get EVPs on this one monument. Always. It just was like so easy to train people. The cemetery was gigantic. You could get lost in there. You wouldn't even hear the sounds of Westfield or Springfield anymore. So it was a really good place to go, but times have changed. You can't just go in there anymore. Especially once Whitney Houston got buried in there, then forget it. But in any event, so we walk out, and I had my 1976 Miller Meteor Caddy hearse. And those of you back in the old days would remember Baby. She was hunter green. And the cameraman, in order to get the right shot while we were driving to the cemetery and through the cemetery, would have to climb in through the end loader door, prop his camera through the sliding glass windows in order to film me driving, film, the reporter riding shotgun. Well, he was Spanish, didn't speak any English, but I understood, without even knowing Spanish, that he was terrified. He did not want to get in the back of the hearse because he figured this is where dead bodies go, and he was superstitious. And I told the reporter to tell him that, I had smudged the car. I explained the whole Native American tradition of smudging. It's fine. She explained that to him. He wasn't having it. So then I ran in the house. I got my holy water. And yes, I had actual bottle of holy water. I came out and I showed it to him. He goes, see. And so I started spritzing that all inside the back of the hearse. Then he climbed in and we shot our B-roll footage. Anyway, so that night we were going to do the actual investigation, and it was in a private home in Seawarren, New Jersey. And we came to really joke about the house as being a giant litter box pretending to be a house. And don't get me wrong, I love cats, but wow, this lady had a lot of cats, and the smell was overwhelming. And like I said, I'm someone who, I have 5 cats now, so I get it, but that was like something I'd never, and to this day, I've never experienced my cats having that much cat odor. Anyway, the poor cameraman, this poor guy was having a bad day. He's deathly allergic to cats. So while we're on location in this house and filming, his eyes are watering, then they start swelling shut. So he's like trying to film with like mere slits left for eyes. He's so allergic. And we would take breaks, we'd let him go outside, try to get some fresh air. It was really rough. But we were professionals, we soldiered on, we set up our equipment. And we actually put a static cam, a video camera, up in the attic, because the woman did say she had activity up there. They would hear noises like things being dragged around and so forth. So we set up a static cam, and we also set up a motion detector. Now, anybody who's ever walked into Radio Shack, you know that annoying bing bong, bing bong. Well, that's what we had. And the motion detectors fan out like this. So anything that crosses that beam sets off the motion detector, which is pretty cool. So that's great. That way it makes a sound, so when you're reviewing footage, you know by the sound what you should rewind and pay attention to, because data review can be intensely boring. Anyway, so that was up in the attic. We were all in the master bedroom investigating, and Nancy had one of her brand new EMF meters, which has that red light blinking, and we were walking into the master bedroom closet, and it started going off. And it's flashing violently, this red, and it's getting all these weird readings. And, you know, the guys, they're kind of like scouring throughout the room with EMF and thermal scanning and taking pictures and all kinds of stuff. And we're paying attention to the EMF meter in the closet, and all of a sudden we hear bing bong, while our alarm's going off in the attic. It was like the Three Stooges. It was so comical watching these three grown men jumping over each other. They could not get out of their own way fast enough, beating a path out of the room, racing up the stairs to the attic, and Nancy and I are just standing there looking at each other like, what was that? I mean, it was really out of a sitcom. And we listened, we didn't hear them. All of a sudden we hear them trudging down the stairs. They walk in, they look all dejected, and we're like, what happened? They're like, it was a cat. The cat had jumped off the one ledge, crossed the beam, and set off the motion detector. And they were all depressed about it. And at that point, I just looked at Nancy, and she and I just lost it. So you can have some fun on your investigation. So there you go. So see, that counts as a parashare, people. So, you know, do it. Just send me your stories, your funny investigations, things that you've experienced. It doesn't always have to. I mean, I'm all for the creep factor. Don't get me wrong. If it's something that makes your skin crawl, I love it. But if you just want to send something that was a little more lighthearted or something that you laughed about, or in retrospect, that would be cool. That's a parashare. And if you have that, you just email it to me, laurah@njghs.net. Very easy. Okay, do it. All right, so now we're going to wrap things up. I just want to remind everybody, if you venture down to Asbury Park, there's an awesome store called Paranormal Books and Curiosities, and NJGHS lifetime members who show their membership card before they make their purchase get 10% off their purchase. There's always a link to that on the website, the njghs.net website, or if you want to look it up, it's Paranormal Books and Curiosities or paranormalbooksnj.com. What else do we have? I think that's about it. I did see that the ChillerCon, which is usually in May and October, but the May ChillerCon has been canceled, sadly. I think they said they're going to be refunding money for people who pre-bought the tickets, and then it's going to be, first come, first serve to buy tickets for the October ChillerCon, which it's usually over Halloween weekend. So it'll probably be quite challenging to get tickets at that point, because you're going to have all the overflow from May, plus all the people who normally go in October, but I think it's still going to be at the Parsippany Hilton, if I'm not mistaken. And but anyway, you can always look up chillertheater.com and get all the details on that and buy the tickets right through their website. And that does it for me for another week of torturing myself in front of a video camera. Yay! I'd like to thank our team leaders, Dina Shiriko and Melissa D'Agostino, as well as my tech coordinator and helper extraordinaire, my son, Brian Muller, and Don Slepian, who is the composer and performer of the Deadline theme song. And of course, thanks to you for watching. Just remember, at some point in life, you have to meet the deadline.